Welcome to the Fear and Greed Afternoon Report for Monday, the 7th of November 2022. I'm Michael Thompson. Every afternoon, we've got the 5 stories that happened today that you need to know about, so let's jump into it. Story number 1, the local market finished the day higher. The S&P ASX 200 rose 0.6% to 6,934 points. Materials really led the way, with gold miners the best of the lot. Gold Road Resources jumped nearly 7%, and Evolution Mining lifted 7% as well. Shareholders weren't happy with Westpac's results, a full-year profit of nearly $5.3 billion, down almost 1%. Investors sold off the stock, sending the shares nearly 4% lower to $23.19. Elsewhere, dividend payouts saw ANZ drop 4.6% and Macquarie fall 1.3%. On to story number 2 now, and this is also market related. Merger plans are off between Australia's Coronado Global Resources and America's Peabody Energy Corp. It would have been a $9 billion merger between Coronado, an ASX-listed coking coal miner, and Peabody, which is a mostly thermal coal miner based in the United States. Now, coking coal is the one that's used to make steel, while thermal coal is used for electricity generation. And in normal years, you would see coking coal sell for more than thermal coal, but the disruptions to global energy markets from the Ukraine war mean that thermal coal is fetching super high prices right now. That means it was a pretty good time for a company like Peabody to expand, but those expansion plans have now been shelved. Coronado Global Resources fell 7.1% today after abandoning those talks. Story number 3, Medibank has said it will not pay a ransom to the criminals responsible for the data breach that accessed customers' personal information. That is a very tough decision to have to make. Paying a ransom to protect customer data might not work and has the potential to encourage other cyber criminals. Medibank says it decided not to pay up because there was no certainty that the ransom would actually ensure the return of customer data. CEO David Koskar said paying up could even backfire and encourage the criminals to extort customers directly. Medibank also updated the details of how many people had their data accessed in the hack, 9.7 million in total. Most of the information stolen was names, dates of birth, and phone numbers, but for a smaller list of 500,000 people, stolen info also included the name of your medical service provider, the diagnosis, and what medical procedures you've had. On to story number 4 now. Crown has been fined again, with the Victorian Gambling and Casino Control Commission hitting the casino with a $120 million fine. That is the biggest fine it has ever issued. The chair of the commission, Fran Thorne, said Crown had let people gamble without a break, sometimes for more than 24 hours. But she did say she was confident that Crown would, quote, do everything it can to make sure these breaches never happen again. Crown is now owned, of course, by US investment giant Blackstone and is pretty much on probation for sustained failures to comply with gambling laws. And finally, story number 5, you better get your orders in for Christmas because Apple says it might be running low on iPhone availability because COVID has shut down one of its Chinese factories. Apple says that production of iPhones is happening at, quote, a significantly reduced capacity because of the factory shutdown. Apple relies on China for more than 90% of the iPhones that it sells, and the shutdown means that you will now face longer wait times between purchase and delivery of the new iPhone 14 Pro and 14 Pro Max. It is the second shutdown for Apple this year after it lost $4 billion in sales of iPads and Macs a few months ago when factories near Shanghai were closed. That's it for the afternoon report for Monday, the 7th of November 2022. Don't forget to hit follow on the podcast and find Fear and Greed on LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Join Adam Lang and I tomorrow morning for the Fast 5 by Fear and Greed, the top 5 business stories you need to know in just 5 minutes. I'm Michael Thompson. Enjoy your evening.